Welcome back to the channel, my friends. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and today we're taking a look at the two new upcoming boarding patrols. This video is sponsored by CML Games. More on that later. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and break down the value as well as the points and viability of the Leagues of Votann boarding patrol, and then also the Agents of the Imperium boarding patrol as well. So we're going to talk a little bit about the price, a little bit about the points, and then a little bit about the actual viability in gameplay. So starting here with the Leagues of Votann, so we have the Einherjar champion up front, and he's going to lead our little army here. $40 retail for him. And then we have the Beserks next, 5 of them. Now in the boarding patrol, there's no real reason to take the mortar. The stratagem is not going to be relevant. And then also stuff that doesn't use line of sight doesn't really work. So the Beserks are going to cost $60 for the 5 of them, and we're going to build them all normal, not as pictured. And then we're going to go ahead and drop in our 5 Hearthguard, and they are $60 as well. And we have the option to build their 3 different melee configurations, and then also their weapon gun configurations as well. And then finally we have the Warriors. So you get 10 of the Warriors and $60 for those. And they have quite a few options. You can upgrade the champion, you can put in various special weapons, you can give some little combat action, a medic, all kinds of cool stuff. So if we add all of that up, 40, 60, 60, and another 60, it comes out to $220. So if we're going to purchase these individual items at full price, we would pay $220. And then the MSRP for this box set is $140 USD. So that is going to give us about $80 savings, which is 36%. So it's about 36% cheaper to pick up this bundle than it is to buy the individual items. And we know if we're saving $80, we're basically getting one of the units for free, and then we're paying half price for the Einherjar champion. So value and price wise, saving 36% on a box set is pretty typical for Games Workshop. So it is good savings, obviously a great deal over buying the individual items, especially if you can pick one up at a discount. These have been a little bit hard to get as the supply from Games Workshop has been extremely restricted. They've been holding back almost all the stock for their online store to sell individually, and then just sending out about 2 of these to the various retailers. So if you can get a hold of this set, I definitely think it is a nice set based on value. Obviously, the Hearthguard have been out of stock for months and very difficult to get. And in many cases, they've been selling for a premium because they're so hard to get. So again, that really ups the savings potentially even more if you're in a hurry to pick them up. And if you're like me and you've been waiting on Hearthguard for months, you're super excited and really hoping to get a hold of this box set. So we know it's a good deal. We know it's a nice set right here, and obviously has lots of savings. But what is the actual viability as either a boarding patrol or also like a combat patrol / like starting army for Votann, or potentially even an expansion force if you already have the Votann army launch box, or potentially even the combat patrol. So if we go through and just look at the prices on everything as far as points are concerned, right off the bat, the Einherjar champion comes out to 130 points. And we're looking at these with like base to minimum upgrades. And then next we have the Beserks coming in, and if we equip all 5 of them just regular, not with the mortar, that's going to come out to 165 points. And then if we do 5 Hearthguard with minimal upgrades, they come out to 225 points. And then finally again with the Warriors, minimal upgrades, they're going to come out to 130 points. So if we add that all up, it actually comes out to 650 points. So it's substantially more than you would be able to take in a combat patrol or boarding patrol. As a matter of fact, you almost have one entirely extra unit. So you can really play around with how you configure this setup. And that doesn't even take into account the fact that many of the different squads have like 30, 50, or even more points in war gear that could be taken. For instance, if we just start with the Warriors, by the time you upgrade the call with potentially like a fist and a little pistol or something like that, slap in a medic, a rail rifle, and maybe a plasma gun as well, you're talking about 50, even 75 points worth of upgrades pretty easily and pretty quickly. The Hearthguard are already pretty pricey points-wise at 45 points apiece, but if you want to put a mass hammer on them, that's another 10 points per guy as well. So you could easily go all hammers and knock another 50 points on there. I wouldn't necessarily recommend it, but it is an option. So realistically, if you were trying to max these out and just make them cost as much as you could in game terms, you can get probably close to about 750 points out of this box set. Now that is overkitted, and I would never take all those upgrades on these guys. Matter of fact, in general, I like to keep the upgrades to a minimum, but the potential is definitely there to really kit out this set. So for $140 to be able to get 700 points worth of models and the ability to play as either a combat patrol, a boarding patrol, or with some minimal conversions, potentially even do a kill team out of the warriors, I think this is a really nice set. I'm definitely going to be picking this one up myself. And as far as going along with the other Votann, if you already picked up the Votann Army launch box, you're going to already have 20 warriors and the Einherjar champion. So it is a little bit redundant. You're not going to have any of the Beserks or Hearthguard though, and you will have a call, which is really nice. You're also going to have some pioneers. So honestly, I think this is a really nice set to go along with that launch box because it is going to give you a little bit of redundancy. You're going to end up with a couple of units that you're probably never going to use, but you're also going to be getting the Beserks and Hearthguard, which are crucial for just about any Votann army. But as far as the combat patrol is concerned, I think that's where this box set really shines. The combat patrol comes with 1 call, 10 warriors, 5 more Beserks, and also 3 pioneers. So it complements this box set really nicely. And as a matter of fact, if I was starting a new Votann army, I would pick up the combat patrol and I would pick up this box set. And the MSRP on those two sets is $140 and $160. So for about $300, you have a really, really nice starting force ready to add in some additional characters or vehicles. And I don't think you would end up with a single model that you're not going to use. Having 10 Beserks is going to be really strong. 5 Hearthguard, maybe even toss in another 5. And then 20 warriors, 1 call, and an Einherjar champion. That's basically the heart of any Votann force that I would build. Now you may want to add in some Sacresants, probably a land fortress or 2, but that's going to put you pretty close to 2,000 points pretty quickly. So I think my final verdict on this set is, this is 5 stars. It's absolutely beautiful. It's a great deal. It is loaded up with awesome models and all models that you're going to want to play with. If you already have the Votann launch box, you may end up with a little pile of warriors, possibly a second Einherjar champion that you're not using. But if you did pick up the combat patrol, I think you're going to be using all those units and only a few more, and you'll have a nice full army. I know I personally am looking to get a hold of this set. I'm sure it's going to be limited, and there have been some issues recently. But if you're after a Votann army, I think this is a great set. I would definitely pick it up, and it goes perfectly with the combat patrol. Now a quick message from today's sponsor. CML Games has been selling Games Workshop products online for over 20 years. They carry the full line of Games Workshop products, including Warhammer 40,000, Age of Sigmar, Necromunda, Blood Bowl, paint tools, and more. Almost all Games Workshop products are priced at 15% off MSRP. CML Games takes pre-orders for most Games Workshop products released at their earliest date possible. 12:01 a.m. on Saturday, they go live. Most of these pre-order products are also priced at 15% off MSRP. CML Games offer free shipping in the US 48 with an order of $50 or more. Their customer service is top-notch and they ship most orders within 24 hours. Visit CMLGames.com using the affiliate link in the description and let them know that you heard about CML Games from Warhammer Man. Now back to the video. Alright, so next we have the Imperial Agents Boarding Patrol. So just running down the list, we have the Eversor Assassin up front for $40. We have the Elucidian Starstriders, 10 models for $60. And then we also have 2 squads of the Breachers, 10 in each squad. And then you also have the little Geist Skull as well as the little Servo Cat Robot. So technically 12 models in each set, and those are $60 a piece. So again, if we add those all up, it's going to come out to $220 if we were to purchase those individual units. And the MSRP on this box set, USD, is $140. So we know at $140, we're saving about $80 on this set. So 1 free squad and about half price on the character. And that comes out to about 36% discount. So right in line with what we typically see from Games Workshop. Nice savings if you're going to pick up all these individual units. So I think overall, savings-wise, this is a nice set. It's got a lot of bodies, which is good. And obviously, it's mostly chaff. And realistically, if you're playing Warhammer 40,000, there's not really like a great setup right now for like an Imperial Agents army. Now, there is some speculation going into the future that will essentially have like the Inquisitor arm of the Imperium or something like that, getting their own codex. Perhaps it will be called Imperial Agents. We've seen it in the past. We've seen some things kind of come and go from that setup. And since then, we've actually gotten a lot more choices like the Voidsmen and the Breachers, etc. So I wouldn't rule out that there's potential for this to really expand going forth into 10th edition. So that's it for today. Just want to take a little look at the Imperial Agents Boarding Patrol and also the Leagues of Votann as well. But let me know what you think down below. I am super excited to be picking up the Leagues of Votann set, and I always like to hear back from you guys as well. Special thanks to CML Games for sponsoring the video. Make sure to check them out to save 15%. Link in the description. That's it for today. Warhammer Man Studios. I'm Warhammer Man, and I'm going to be real happy if I can finally get a hold of some Hearthguard. And I'm out of here.